So I have a customer ECU here. They said they attempted to replace the alternator driver in it, and they did that. And after that, they did not have any charging, and now they also have no communication. So I am going to go ahead and open it up. And before I do that, though, I want to check to make sure it's got no communication. All right, so I got power and grounds connected. Current consumption looks normal. Gonna log into the Autel here and see if we can communicate. We will I don't remember what year it is, but we'll just select the 2012. We're gonna pick JK Wrangler. You know what? Let's just pick KA Nitro. It's basically the same ECU. It doesn't quite matter. Oh, this is actually a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Okay, gonna go into engine control module, and we do not have our CAN lines hooked up, so of course we do not have communication. Let me hook those up real quick. All right, I've got those hooked up now. Let's try it again. And we still do not have communication. So I'm going to switch these around just for good measure in case I had them backwards. Don't think I did, but you never know. And still no communication. Okay, so customer's complaint seemed to be valid. Let's go ahead and pop it open, and what we'll do is we will inspect around the edges to see if there was any damage done while opening it. Looks like they probably started right here. It's a little bit marred up and a little bit bent up there too. So okay, so just off the bat, I don't see anything too bad. I guess we better look under the microscope here. Okay, don't really see any damage. Everything looks okay. Yeah, no damage in opening. Tiny bit right there, the PCB, but that's not gonna do anything. So that means that it's probably just this chip is either no good or not soldered real bad, real good. But I mean, it doesn't look bad. Let me see if I can get zoomed in a little better. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. So I don't know. Let's do a little testing. Maybe see if there's any shorts in it. I'm gonna put my red probe on ground there. So far, the only things that are beeping are things that should be beeping, so it's definitely not that. Let's try the power. Seems okay. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like any shorts, which is bad news. Let's pull this chip off and see if we pull it off if we have communication. It could just be a bad chip. Let me grab the hot air and we will yank that guy off there. There is one. All right, so we got that off of there. I'm just going to clean it up real quick. All right, let's see if we have communication now. I hit connect to ECM and it is taking a while, which is good. And there we go. So we just connected. Okay. So probably what it is either this chip is faulty or this chip just wasn't soldered correctly. Now, I'm not sure where this chip come from. So we could either take a chance and put it back on there and see if, it works for me, and then we would know it was just soldering, or I could just replace it with a whole new chip and we could, leave it as an unknown of whether it was the chip or, the soldering. Um, I'm going to give the previous repairer the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say it's the chip, and I'm going to get one of my own, which, I know is from a decent source, and we're going to solder it on there, and then we will check everything again. Okay, so let me get set up for that. All right, so we are pretty much set up. Got the new chip here, and we're going to go ahead and try to solder it now. So let's switch over. All right, and what I like to do is I like to flux all this stuff. I like to tin everything. Okay. It could have been too much heat that killed it too. It takes a lot of heat to do them, but too much heat definitely will do it. Okay, so I got that guy tin there. Now I'm also going to tin this and these, and I'm going to tin these just a little bit. Mostly these ones. All right. We're going to put this guy here. And we're going to get our hot air back onto it. And we are just going to keep working on this until it sets into place. Did you see that solder blob come out of there and eat that capacitor? That's hilarious. Okay, I'm going to take one of them away. I'm going to take this one away. Have to turn those off. Set it out of my way for right now because it's hot. Okay, let's save this capacitor here real quick because we will put him back. If we don't lose it. Let's hide him there. Take some of that away. That's too much solder there. Alright, we're going to take this big glob away here. Try to even this up a little bit. That looks pretty good. Try to even that one up. We'll do the same thing on this side, and then we're going to try to even that up. Okay. Now I'm going to clean this up, and I want to visually check it. And if it visually checks out, then I will check it with now why does my camera look so zoomed in? Let me see if I can get a little bit more on the screen. No, I guess that's all it is. Okay. So this flux is really hard to get clean. It's a no clean flux. I mean, I still like to clean it, but it's hard to get it all. Okay. So now we are going to use our meter. Scoot this down a little bit so we can see better. Okay. So now I just want to check these to see if any of them are shorted. The first thing I'm going to check is the power, the main power coming into it, which is the big pad at the top, and then this big pad is ground. Okay, so this one is got power to it. Okay, so it is shorted to ground right now. The power and ground is shorted, so that did not take. So what I need to do is add more flux and reflow it, which that's typical the way that I squeeze it to get the extra solder out. This is very typical. Um, you don't have to squeeze it down like I did. Usually it can set into place, but I like to squeeze it down just to get all that extra solder. I put the extra solder on there just to help it uh, heat up to temperature and get down. And this is just kind of a sacrifice that I got to do with it. But we're going to reflux it and we're going to reflow it. I'm probably, hopefully I won't have to touch it. I don't want to, like lift it up or do anything like that. I just want to make sure it reflows, and so I'm trying to get my nozzle in a good spot in the camera. Just bear with me. Okay, that's pretty good. I want to get it where it's just, all the solder is molten again, and it will kind of pull itself together without having to take it off. So once we see it, go molten, we can, give it a little shove or something. And that's usually enough to make the surface tension of the solder, pull together and kind of close up the short. I guess you would want to say open up the shorts, because we do need to open that circuit. We don't want it in a closed loop there. See, right now all the edges are molten, but I don't think the center is molten yet. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so I want to put a little bit more flux, or a lot more flux. Okay. Now, if this didn't clear the short up, then I have to pick it back up and do it again, but usually that's enough. All right, so we've got it cleaned up a little bit here. I've let it cool down a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to work on. First thing I want to do is I want to just check for shorts, right? To make sure nothing is shorted. So let's turn on our equipment and let's just do a quick check, right? So we have our ground here. Okay, this is our ground. This is our VCC for this, or our main voltage in rather, and there's no short there. Now I'm going to check all of these. There should be two that are grounds. There's one, two. Okay, so that's okay. Okay, one over there is good. The other one I touched was this capacitor. Now this should have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's no shorts for ground. Let's check for power. See if there's any shorts for power. So this is normal power. This is ground. None there. That's the one coming from this capacitor. That one's normal. And that one has none. Up here at the front, that's a little access pin on the front of the chip. That's normal. The actual outputs here don't have any. Okay. So we don't have any power or ground shorts. I'm going to go ahead and check these individual pins. And so far there are no shorts. No, that was just me touching the probes accidentally. That was me touching the back of the capacitor. That was not a short. Okay. Nope, so no shorts. Everything is copacetic. Last thing before we hook up power, let's just check the solder joints. Make sure they're okay. Make sure they don't look too bad. Okay, so those look good. Still a little bit of flux I'm gonna have to try to clean up, but not bad. And let's see, these ones, it looks pretty good. Chip is a little bit off of alignment, but nothing too crazy. Let's see, this side looks pretty good. That no connect joint there is kind of blobby looking, but that's okay. That's a no connect. Let's check the front outputs. Yeah, they look fair. All right, so let's hook it up. Let's hook it up here. Okay, get the power going. No, that's not right. Get the power on here. Ignition's already on, so we have correct amperage again. Let me pull up the Autel here. And I am going to back out. You know what? Let's back all the way out. Sometimes my Autel gets mad if you don't back all the way out. So this was a Grand Cherokee. Let's just do the right way. And this time I'm just going to try to do the VIN read since it should be working. And it should just automatically read the VIN. So we do automatic selection. And if it reads the VIN, you know that it's communicating. But we can go through and, erase code still. So there is our VIN. So we are communicating now. Just going to go straight to the ECU here. All right, we are into the system. Just going to read codes and erase codes. I like to do that just to make sure the memory is working properly. Don't think I've ever seen it not work on these particular ones, but it's just a basic thing you can do. Okay, check ECU information. And this is probably going to be it for the video. I'm still going to test all the outputs for this, but I have videos on that already. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, but The main complaint from the customer was no communication. It was confirmed and it has been corrected. She's good to go now. So pending, the rest of the outputs work, which I'm sure they will. But that's it. Thanks for watching.